Hello, welcome to Earbud's Invention channel. Every brand has a lot of thought-provoking ideas behind it. Today we're going to talk about how famous brand names were named in the first place.
Google, the origin of the name. Google's name comes from the mathematical term Google, which refers to the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. The founders wanted to signify the vast amount of information they hoped to organize. The name was actually a misspelling of Google, but they liked the error, so it stuck.
And shoot Matt to Pepsi. The origin of the name. Pepsi was originally called Brad's drink after its inventor, Caleb Bradham. In 1898, he renamed it Pepsi Cola, thinking it could help with digestion due to the enzyme pepsin, though there's no pepsin in Pepsi. The quirky part, Brad was convinced it was a health drink.
Amazon. The origin of the name founder Jeff Bezos wanted his brand to be exotic and different, just like the Amazon River, the largest in the world, to reflect the scale of his vision. Originally, he considered calling it Cadabra, short for abracadabra, but changed it after his lawyer thought it sounded too much like cadaver.
IKEA. The origin of the name isn't a random word, but it still has a funny background. The name IKEA is an acronym for Ingvar Kamprad, the founder, Elmtarid, his family farm, and Agunarid, his hometown. So basically, it's a tribute to himself and his childhood.
Twitter. The origin of the name comes from the creators wanting a name that described a short burst of inconsequential information. They considered the word twitch, but eventually landed on Twitter, which is also what birds do when they chirp. Hence, the bird logo.
The origin of the name Yahoo is quite interesting. It was originally called Jerry's Guide to the World Wide Web. The founders, Jerry Yang and David Philo, later chose the name Yahoo because they liked the meaning of the word rude, unsophisticated, uncouth. They added the exclamation point for extra energy, which is quirky on its own. Sony. The name Sony was derived from sonus, the Latin word for sound, and sunny, which was slang for young boys in the 1950s. The founders wanted a name that was easy to say in any language. Fun fact, they initially thought of calling the company Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Corporation, not quite as catchy. The name Lego is a combination of the Danish words leg godt, meaning play well. Coincidentally, in Latin, Lego means I put together, which fits perfectly for a toy building company. And interestingly, no one was aware of this Latin connection until much later. Originally called J.W. Foster & Sons, the founders wanted something fresher. They chose the name Reebok after a type of African antelope called the Reebok as a way to symbolize speed. It's a fun, quirky animal reference. Founders Daniel Ek and Martin Lorentzen were brainstorming names, and when Daniel misheard something Martin said, the name Spotify popped up. They loved it, and later retrofitted the explanation that it combined spot and identify. Each of these brand names has a quirky backstory that adds a layer of personality to their global identity.